إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. Allah says, if we had sent this Quran on a mountain, you would have seen it humble itself and break into small particles from the fear of Allah. And this is how we give examples to people so they can reflect. Ibadallah, Alhamdulillah, only by His grace, only by His rahmah, Allah blessed us with one more Friday today, the best day of the week that the sun has risen. May Allah grant us all many more Fridays. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Ikhwan, the recited verse from Surah Al-Hashr very clearly establishes the sheer power and greatness of Quran. In Allah's own words, as if to say, if a mountain itself had the ability to understand, to comprehend, it had fahm idrak, to understand the message of Quran, it would have broken into pieces just by the fear of Allah, just by the strength of Allah's message. Of course, mountains are mountains, they have no life, but how about insan? How about man who has the ability to comprehend things, to understand them? How about him? In spite of this favor of Allah, if man fails to understand Quran and its message, his consequence, his ending may not be all that good. Allah, of all of the humanity, Allah chose one and only Khatamun Nabiyyin, Sayyidul Mursaleen, As-Sadiqul Ameen, Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to sustain the message of Quran and its majesty, its strength. As an example of the weight, the power of Allah's message, Surah Al-An'am. Surah Al-An'am was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a whole piece, a rather big surah, but as a whole piece in one sitting, most of it anyway, with 70,000 angels accompanying the revelation, all praising the name of Allah as the revelation was coming down. Ibn Kathir. So may Allah give us tawfiq to understand His message and the strength of Quran, to comprehend His speech and the warnings of Quran. Ameen. Quran, ibadallah, is the greatest gift of Allah, Allah's most greatest favor to humanity. Quran, ibadallah, is the greatest miracle, His biggest mu'jiza to humanity. Let us see how. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Musa alayhi salam to Fir'aun with not one, not two, but 9 ayat, 9 mu'jizat, as Allah mentions in Surah An-Naml. في 9 آيات إلى فرعون وقومه. Allah granted Musa alayhi salam a staff, his asa, with which he split the sea to protect Bani Israel, his people. Allah gave Isa alayhi salam the ability to bring a dead person back to life, as Allah says in Ali Imran. وحي الموت بإذن الله. And other miracles, mu'jizat, to other prophets as well. And no doubt they were all great miracles. But these miracles disappeared with the passing of Musa alayhi salam, for example, with the lifting of Isa alayhi salam, and with passing of other prophets. But not Quran. It is Allah's living miracle, a miracle that will continue to guide the misguided until the last day. May Allah give us tawfiq to follow Quran in our daily lives. Ameen. Quran, ibadallah, is unaltered, an unalterable speech of Allah, His kalam, Allah's word to humanity, and its protection is the promise by Allah Himself. As Allah declares in Surah Al-Hajj, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. That indeed we send down the dhikr, Allah says, this reminder, and indeed it is we who will protect it. Alhamdulillah. Nothing at all has changed in Quran since its revelation 1442 years ago. For over 1442 years, not a single letter, not a single word of Quran has been changed. And inshallah, by Allah's command, it will continue to remain unchanged. For example, one clear Muslim tradition, a very important sunnah of Rasulullah is Muslims from all corners of the world memorize the whole Quran by heart. May Allah continue to give strength of memorization to all who fall. Ameen. Ameen. Allah, as we all know, Allah's first word of revelation is Iqra. Read. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read in the name of the Lord who created. Allah also mentions in Surah Al-Muzammil, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, and recite Quran in a measured, rhythmic manner. So you see, brothers and sisters, Quran is the name given to His last book by Allah Himself. In fact, if one, according to most scholars anyway, the word Quran comes from the root word qara'a, which means to read, to recite. So inshallah today, briefly, we'll learn together a few benefits of simply reciting Quran, simply reading it, let alone the extra benefits of understanding it. May Allah give us tawfiq to learn together. Ameen. The first benefit, its recitation, reading Quran on a daily basis, brings calm, it brings peace of mind to its reader. As Allah mentions in Surah Al-Ra'd, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ, that without a doubt, in the remembrance of Allah, dhikrullah, do the hearts find satisfaction. And Quran is the most certainly dhikrullah, Allah's remembrance, His advice. Today, wherever we turn our head, we hear depression, anxiety attacks. We hear about panic attacks, psychological problems, unnecessary fear among Muslims. Allah, in His mercy, blesses us with a great remedy to have that sukoon, that itminan, that peace and tranquility. So let us put recitation of Quran in our daily routine, and may Allah bring satisfaction to our hearts. Ameen. Second benefit, as you all know, Allah mentions in Surah Al-An'am that the reward of each good deed, each hasana, is 10 times. Man jaa bil hasanati falahu ashru amthaliha. On this basis, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam instructed his ummah. And Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من قرأ حرفا من كتاب الله فله به حسنة والحسنة بعشر أمثالها. لا أقول ألف لام ميم حرف ولكن ألف حرف ولام حرف وميم حرف. That he said, whoever recites just one letter from the book of Allah, for him there is a good deed. And that good deed is rewarded 10 times. So do not say, Rasulullah said, Alif, Lam, Mim as one letter, but Alif is a letter, Lam is a letter, and Mim is a letter. So if one, Alif, Lam, Mim alone brings 30 hasanat, 30 rewards. How about reading one line, or 2 lines, or 10 lines? How about reading the whole Quran? Millions and millions of rewards. May Allah give us tawfiq to read Qur'ans at least 1 page each day. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. A third benefit, recitation of Quran, ikhwan, brings us closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Why and how? Because Quran is the word of Allah, His direct dialogue with us. When we read it, as Allah mentions in Surah At-Tawbah about it being kalam Allah, hatta yasma' kalam Allah in Surah At-Tawbah. So, it is like this. We have a close friend, we talk to him every day, we text him and so on and so forth because we feel close to him. Similarly, to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all we have to do is to pick up His book and recite it each day. May Allah give us tawfiq to recite Quran regularly. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. A fourth benefit, the more we recite Quran, the higher goes our ranking near Allah on the last day. Our status increases in the sight of Allah. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقال لصاحب القرآن اقرأ وارتقي ورتل كما كنت ترتل في الدنيا وإن منزلتك عند الآخر آيات تقرأ بها تبنى. The Rasulullah said, on the last day, it will be said to the one who is devoted to Quran, read and recite and ascend the way you used to recite in this dunya, in the world, because your rank will be at the last verse you last recite. So at one, from this hadith, our motivation is to read more lines of Quran. The more we read, the higher goes our ranking. And what does that mean? Higher ranking, of course, means award of paradise. And with each darajah, with each level of ranking, we get closer and closer to being in the company of Rasulullah. May Allah grant us all the company of Rasulullah at His fountain, at His house. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. A fifth benefit. On the last day of Allah, Quran will intervene on our behalf. By idhnillah, by Allah's command. It will plead to Allah about its companions. عن أبي أمامة الباهلي رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول اقرأوا القرآن فإنه يأتي يوم القيامة شفيعا لأصحابه. Muslim. That Rasulullah said, read Quran, for indeed it will come on the last day and become an intercessor, a shafi' to its companions. So if one, who are the companions of Quran? Or there are those who devote to it in this dunya, those who recite it day in and day out. May Allah give us tawfiq to attach ourselves to Quran. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. The sixth benefit, when and ikhwan, whether we are skilled readers, we read Quran fluently, without difficulty, or we are not skilled, we have difficulty reading it, it does not matter, because there is always a special reward for every reciter, every reciter. And Aisha radiallahu anha قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الذي يقرأ القرآن وهو ماهر به مع السفرة الكرام البررة والذي يقرأ القرآن ويتتعتع فيه وهو عليه شاعر له أجران. متفق عليه. The Rasulullah said, a person fluent in Quran recitation will be in the company of the noble and righteous scribes, that is angels. But Rasulullah continued, he added, he who struggles while reciting it, finds it difficult to read, has double rewards, double rewards. The message here is no matter at what level of reading we are, we will gain great benefit by simply picking up Quran and reading it each day. May Allah give us tawfiq to learn more and more. Ibadallah, most of these benefits, and there are other benefits as well, these rewards come simply by reciting Quran, reading. How about the rewards by understanding Allah's book? Well, they are enormous. And may Allah give us tawfiq to permanently cling to the Quran. Ameen. Just one final word. A Muslim Ikhwan is a student for life, young or old, man or woman. If someone does not know how to read Arabic, for example, it is okay. Start learning today. Nowadays, with the availability of internet, there are many resources. From learning Arabic, we can move to start reading Quran. Once we learn how to read Quran, we cannot stop there. We need to keep on going. We need to next understand Quran's meaning, its tarjuma. From there, we go to its explanation and background, tafsir, then hifz, tajweed, and so on and so forth. Advantages are enormous. Our ultimate reward, of course, is paradise. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-jannata al-firdaus al-a'la. Ameen. These are just a few lessons we learn together when we recite the Quran. May Allah bestow His rahmah upon us, His maghfirah upon us, His barakah upon us. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا وصلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وقال الرسول يا رب إن قوم اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. From Surah Al-Quran, it comes to us. And the messenger will say, "O my Lord, indeed my people have abandoned the Quran." Ikhwan, this verse is a direct reference to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. As many of you may know, the Quraysh of Makkah used to ridicule and pass insults each time they would hear Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or the companions recite Quran. For example, they would make a lot of noise with drums and sticks at the time of recitation. Allah warned them to not do so and accept the message of Quran. But of course, they did not at that time. And so, what is mahjura or hujra? It means abandoning something, taking something as foolish or nonsense. So, hujran al-Quran, leaving Quran, discarding it, ma'adallah, includes a number of things that we need to ponder on. It means, first of all, in the worst case, to not believe in Quran and the message of wahdani. We all believe in Quran and wahdani. It means to not follow its teaching. That is hujra, abandonment of Quran. It means not to ponder and reflect upon Quran's message, or even to prefer another book over Quran is hujra, etc. etc. May Allah give us tawfiq to not engage in living Quran. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. Today we see, however, glimpses of hujra, Quran's indirect or direct abandonment. And indeed, it's a sad chapter in any community of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We prefer listening to or reading materials that range from nonsense to unlawful. We prefer watching things that are absolutely unlawful over spending a little bit of extra time on pondering Quran and what it is. So, about Allah, daily recitation of Quran, its understanding and practice have been known, proven to have healing power for the body and soul. And we want to be healed, and we all want good health, no? So Allah Himself mentions in Surah Yunus, Ya ayyuhan nas, qad ja'atkum maw'izatun min rabbikum wa shifa'un lima fi as-sudur wa hudan wa tonight there has come to you a clear direction from your Lord and healing for what is in your chest and guidance and mercy for believers. So what? With all kinds of upheavals and happenings all around us today, the continuing onslaught of the virus, which doesn't seem to stop in its negative effects, loss of job, business just hurting, and on top of that, election season, they're all contributing to sleepless nights and discomfort for some. May Allah bring relief for all of us. Let this verse, however, become a source of good news for all of us, a peace of mind. Plus, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us so many remedies, so many ways to overcome anxieties and panic attacks. For example, before sleeping, recitation of Surah Al-Ikhlas, Mu'awwidhatayn, wa Ayat Al-Kursi, last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah are enough for us, he said, for example, as a shield against physical as well as psychological diseases. And of course, Surah Al-Rahman, Surah Al-Mulk, Surah Al-Waqiyah, Surah Al-Kahf, for benefit all of the Quran as a matter of fact, and to increase our sustenance, to bring barakah to us, and may Allah give us tawfiq. So, Allah, let us dust off those beautiful velvet covers of Quran that we have and start a new day, a new resolution of reciting Quran simply, and give ourselves a gift of peace and tranquility. This will please Allah. This will bring us in the company of Rasulullah. This basically is the message today from me first and for all of us. May Allah bestow His rahmah upon us, His maghfirah, His rizq. May Allah bestow His karam and barakah. May Allah give Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la for those who passed on. And may Allah give shifa to those who are sick among us. Ameen. Allahumma ameen. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا وصلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم يا الله أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اجعل قبورنا رياضا من رياض النار رياض الجنة ولا تجعلها حفرا من حفر النار. اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا خواتيمها وخير أيامنا يوم لقائك الله. اللهم اعطنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. واذكروا الله يذكركم وذكر الله تعالى على وجل القم واذكروا وأقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا. استووا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله khairan, our respected Sheikh, for the beautiful reminder